Hi there, I'm Susan Beyer. This is Fun with Research. Thanks for joining me today. I want to talk a little bit about client research today. It is very common when we are building a study for an agency client and we're thinking about asking about sort of priorities that buyers may have, that they really want an organization that they hire to do this, or they really want a product to do that. Etc. And one of the common responses when we're sort of building these lists of things that we want people to react to is that a client will say, oh, don't ask about that. We'd never do that. Don't ask about offering this particular service or that type of promotion or that price reduction or that sort of product capability, because that's something we would never do. And I want to encourage you to push in those areas, because when a client says we would never do that, it's telling you something. And what it's telling you is that they have a strong perspective in that case on what makes a good customer for them and what makes someone maybe a poor fit customer for them. And those are things that it's really important to understand, because not only do assessment of sort of priorities when it comes to buying help you focus on the right things, what's most important to folks. It also identifies people for whom something is important that you don't want to offer. And that can be a great marketing tool when you're setting up websites, when you're developing content, because it can help you help poor fit prospects self-reject and stay away. If your client is a business service provider, they're going to understand the value of keeping poor fit prospects away, because nobody has time to waste either talking to a company that can't give you what you want, or being a company talking to a prospect that is never going to buy from you because of how you do things. So when you think about priorities in your research respondents, I want you to test things that your client says they would never do. Because if you find an audience for whom that particular thing is extremely important and your client is unwilling to do it, you can help them by encouraging those people to stay away from your client. You can have content on your website that in a very gentle way lets prospects know that this is not something that you do, or that you handle things in a different way. And that is really valuable. I have on my website that we don't participate in RFPs directly, requests for proposals from organizations. We work with agencies, and if an agency wants to submit an RFP, we'll certainly help them develop the research component of their response, but we don't do RFPs. And I put that on there specifically because if a client is considering working with us and RFPs are required as part of that process, I want to save them the time and trouble of having these conversations only to find out that that's not a process that we're going to work within. It's the same reason that on my website I mention that my company is very small and that my sister and I started it together, because there are some prospects, there are some agency clients who really won't consider a small firm because they want a big sort of banner firm that they can talk about working with. And that's just how they feel. And that's fine. We're never going to be able to be that for them. So I would rather have them self-reject. So assessing priorities doesn't only tell you what to offer, it tells you what some people want you to offer that you never would. And you need to be clear in your communications about those things so that you save your time and the time of your poor fit prospects. They can go find another provider that will give them what they want. I hope that's helpful when you think about testing priorities in your research for clients. If you have any questions, you can always email me, susan@audienceaudit.com, or better yet, join our Facebook group, Fun with Research. I'll see you next Friday. I hope you join me. Bye.